Hello, everyone. My name is Eniola, and today we'll be having a hands-on on how to create a DAO. But before we actually go deep dive into how to create a DAO, we are going to do a brief description on what exactly is a DAO, types of DAOs, and what are the benefits of DAO. So basically, a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. When we are talking about decentralized autonomous organization, which alternatively can also be known as a decentralized democratic organization or a decentralized autonomous corporation. Whenever you think of a DAO, just think of a company. But this company has no chairman, it has no board of directors. It has no regulative body or regulative law guiding it. You get so basically think of a company when you think of a DAO. Let us start with: do you know that a DAO paid $4 million for the Wuntang Clan album titled "Once Upon a Time in Shaolin"? That was in 2021. Yeah. So this brings us to: what exactly is a DAO? What do they do? What is their aim? What is their mission? And yes, that's what we are trying to trash out today. So a DAO basically resembles the rule of a company that are like governed by a smart contract. Unlike traditional companies that are governed by regulative bodies, that are probably governed by regulative laws or governed by board of directors. In this case, a DAO is actually governed by a smart contract on the blockchain. Literally, if you want to create a DAO, you're going to use a smart contract. Any process you're doing with a DAO is on the blockchain. You will need a contract to create it. You get. And of course, if you're creating a DAO, you will need a token, because this token will be needed to vote for whatever decisions, for proposals, or any contribution that needs to be made in a DAO. Basically, so DAOs use tokens for governance, and the tokens they will use in this case could be ERC20 token, which is a fungible token, or the ERC721 token, which is the non-fungible token. So it depends on the community decision. Yeah. Okay, so in a DAO, any token holder, if you have a token, a share of the token of the DAO, you can participate. You can participate in making decisions. You can make proposal, and suggest something to the DAO. And a vote will take place where the people with the highest number of stakes, or the highest number of votes, because of course votes are actually calculated by the amount of tokens that you have. So the higher token you have, the higher the probability of having a higher vote. Yeah, think of it like that. So like we mentioned earlier, we said a smart contract is governed by codes, basically. So there is nothing like, oh, this person made a decision that doesn't sit well with me, or because this person is my boss, then I have no say in this particular situation. So everybody literally in the DAO is like a board of director. So think of it that way. Sorry, let me mute this Discord that is yeah, so done that. Okay, so basically that is what a DAO does. This brings us to: what are the pros and what are the cons of a DAO? So we say a DAO is actually trustless. When we say it's trustless, it means it has no central authority. There is no need for a CEO or a management team or board of directors that would make decision on a particular action, or on a particular action that needs to be made in the DAO. And then the second point we have is it cannot be shut down unless of course a large number of token holders agree. Just like I mentioned earlier, if you have a, substantial amount of token to vote, yeah, it gives you a upper hand in the voting and a say, of course. Also, It is open source and fully transparent. So this makes it difficult to have any secret or any malicious activity happening in the DAO. You literally can see everything because it is hosted on a blockchain. You have access to the code, you have access to the smart contract, of course. And it's fully democratized, meaning that it is community based. Everybody gets to participate. There is no rule, of course, except it has been agreed by majority of the participants within the organization. And of course, token holders can propose innovative ideas and can be put forward by voting. Yeah, we already explained that earlier. So any changes that needs to be approved by members, yeah, any changes needs to be approved by members voting. You get, so let's say you already have a set of rule, laid down already, and you feel like, oh, this doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, you can vote. You can vote and decide that, okay, so let's change this, and it can be decided by members of the community. Last but not the least, we have services offered are handled automatically in a decentralized manner, meaning that there is nothing that happens in the DAO that would be behind your back. It happens in a decentralized manner. There is no central point of authority. It's very transparent. It is permissionless. Yeah, think of it like that. And the cons of a DAO is that a DAO is governed by, the codes and smart contracts, right? And this makes them vulnerable to, malicious attack. That is, if your code is not properly written, if your smart contract has, a function that is probably not well written, and then maybe a hacker can, call the withdraw function and, rug pull not necessarily rug pull, because rug pull usually takes place with people within the organization. So let's say an hacker or an attacker, you get. So in this case, it's vulnerable if your code is not properly written. Of course, this is a human error. I would not say it's a smart contract error, because at the end of the day, the code is doing what you are asking it to do. Yeah. And other disadvantage of a DAO is that there are no business secrets. There is nothing like, oh, you need privacy. It doesn't exist. Exactly. If, yeah, an example of this, there are no secrets in the business is Olympus DAO. If you check their GitHub repository, you would see, let us check Olympus DAO. If you check Olympus DAO GitHub repository, you will see the amount of forks that they have in their contract, literally leading to hundreds. Yeah, they have about 791 forks, meaning they are like maybe hundreds of projects that are already creating something similar to what Olympus Down is doing. Yeah, that brings us to the next one, which is, what are the types of DAO? Yeah, you might be thinking, okay, so what are the types of DAO? What can I, create? How can I think of a project to, work on if I decide to create my own DAO? So there are different types of DAO, like the DeFi protocol DAO. Sorry, like DeFi protocol DAO. The DeFi protocol DAO is like this decentralized finance, and one of the examples of DeFi protocol DAO is Uniswap. The Uniswap DAO. We have the Aave DAO. We have the Olympus DAO that I just showed you right now. I mean, Uniswap is quite popular, so let us check Uniswap DAO. Yeah. Yeah, so if you check Uniswap governance here, you can get more information about their DAO. Yeah. Yeah, they are literally like other DeFi protocol DAOs like that. And then we also have the investment DAO. The investment DAO is an example of the investment DAO is Friends with Benefits. Yeah, there is a DAO called Friends with Benefits. So sorry, Friends with Benefits DAO. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, actually, I'm not really sure what their website is, but I think we can find their market cap on Coin Market Cap here and more information about them, of course. Oh, yeah, I think I saw something now. Yeah. Okay, so what is Friends with Benefit DAO? So, of course, you can make further research about them and learn more about them. And Grant DAO, yeah, an example of the Grant DAO is the Gitcoin. We have the Gitcoin, we have SeedFi, we have Moloch DAO, and also Collector DAO. An example of Collector DAO is the Pleaser DAO. A Pleaser DAO is like an example of a Collector DAO. Mm. Yeah, so you can check through their websites, understand more on how they work, and also the social DAO. Friends with Benefits also a social DAO. We also have Ape DAO. We have the Decentraland DAO. So you can do a further research on it on your own to learn more about them. But for the purpose of this class, we want to create a DAO, right? So how to create our own DAO? Remember we said a DAO is literally codes, right? And the best way to create our own, best and fastest way actually, we have different platforms to create a DAO, and one of them is Aragon. Aragon.org. We have Stack. Wait, is this Stack what? In For the purpose of this class, actually, we'll be using Aragon. Okay. All right. So here we have Aragon. It's going to request that you connect to your wallet. But first, let us click on Create a DAO button and select an option. Not yet. Oh, Aragon Govern, of course. So this option here is for governance. Aragon clients, the number one DAO platform. Yeah, it helps you create a mini token DAO template, in setting up your DAO. And we have Aragon Govern, which is a DAO for, yeah, depending on whatever it is that you want to create, it depends on the kind of DAO you want to create. So in this case, we'll be using Aragon clients because of these features that we have here. We want to be able to create a mini token. We also, we like the DAO templates that they have provided. All right, so we're going to wait for it to load. Okay, so in this session, right, we are not coding smart contracts, but then have it at the back of your mind that everything we are doing here was as a result of smart contracts. So this platform is actually making the whole work easier instead of us having to create our own code. So another type of platform that we also have that can also be used to create a DAO, we have a DAO stack. So while we are waiting for Aragon to load, we have DAO stack. Yeah. So you can use DAO stack. I mean, it's literally based on preference at the end of the day. So anyone that works for you. Okay, looks like Aragon is still loading. We're gonna have to wait for some seconds for it to come up. Or no, actually, we're not connecting to Stack DAO. We are using Aragon for now. Okay, so Aragon is up. Now all we have to do right now is connect to MetaMask. By now, you should have your MetaMask extension downloaded and pinned to your browser. Okay, so all right, it's requesting signer to sign and requesting a connection. Okay. All right, so we have our wallets connected now, so we can create an organization. and we click on so the name of our DAO, let's name it Blog Games DAO, right? So we'll click on next. All right, so this support, right, is usually used for voting whenever you want to, agree on, okay, how many percentage of votes do we need for a consensus to be reached, you get. And the voting period, we can, it depends on whatever the team or the whole community has agreed on. But in this case, I'm going to use maybe 30 seconds. No, actually, this is not where 30 seconds is. Let's say you're going to use 1 minute since we have seconds option here. All right, so organization token, we're going to name our token block games. Okay. All right, so let's name it BGT. Okay, token holder. Of course, I'm one of the token holders, so I'm just going to copy my address from Metamask here and then paste it. Yeah. I mean, if you have other token holders that you want to add into your DAO, of course, you can add more here, but I don't have, so it's just me for now. And yeah, okay, so balances is basically you specify the total supply that you want for the DAO. So let us use 10,000. All right, so we are done. That was very smart, fast and smooth. Unlike if you are creating a smart contract, it's going to actually take a bit of a longer process. So we have our voting ops, we have our token, up. Aragon is going to create a token for us. That's why we input those details earlier. So we are launching our organization. This is going to take a few seconds, and while we wait, let's confirm this transaction to deploy our smart contracts, because basically what we did on Aragon just now was give details, and then it's going to create a smart contract for us, and then it's going to deploy it. So once we confirm transactions, we would have details of our smart contract. So it's going to be up in a few seconds, and let's wait for it. All done. Your organization is ready. All right, so let's check what we have. Okay, so what do you want to do? What do I want to do? Do I want to do anything? No. Okay, I was wondering. Sorry. All right. So we have the home tab where we can assign tokens. Remember, we have like 10,000 supply of token. We used that earlier. I mean, if we want to vote, let's try and maybe vote. I mean, since it's only one holder of the token we have right now. By the way, if we want to check details of our DAO on smart contract, all you have to do is just go to your MetaMask wallet and then see you check the details of the transaction on Etherscan. Since I deployed mine on Winkibi or Winkibuy, whatever you decide to call it. So it shows here that a new token was created and a new instance was created also, when we deployed our smart contract. So in this case, we have, it was deployed from my wallet address into this address. All right. And we have our smart contract here. See our code, right? We have our code here. We have our contract ABI. Yeah. And that's that. All right. So also one other thing we are going to check is our token. We are going to check our token. Yeah. Okay, so this address here is our smart contract address. Yeah. So it was sent from my wallet. into the smart contract address. That was where this transaction took place. All right, so for the total supply that we use, so I just have to check my wallet address, and I would find the total supply of the token there. Okay, yeah, we have it. Okay, so yeah, this is maximum total supply of the token, and yes, I have block games token created, and then this is the contract address for the block games token, and the contract. Yeah. So the default contract name is Minimi token. Right. So these are other details here. Basically. All right. So let's try and create a new vote. And we eat chicken every weekend, and someone can vote. All right. So I already created a new vote. All right. You cannot directly perform this action. You do not have the necessary permission. You can perform these actions through. Okay. I mean, I'm the only token holder here, so obviously I have the permission. But because there are no many token holders, all right, so we're just going to wait for our wallets to sign in the transaction. And okay, so transaction has been signed. All right. Okay, so I already created a proposal, to be voted. Okay, there are literally a number of things that you can happen. You can assign tokens to other members of of your DAO. You can create a proposal and then vote on it. Yeah, pretty much that. Literally, that's it about creating your own DAO. We have the outcome of the proposal that I just created, and remember I use a 30 um, 1 minute actually. 1 minute. We have 1 minute to vote for this proposal. So and the maximum support we had then was I think 50%. Yeah, to be voted. Okay, 50% is more than 50% is needed to vote. Right. So I vote yes. Oh sorry. So yeah. I have to be a holder of the token, right, to vote. Because I'm confirming the transaction. All right. So I just voted here. Okay, status was rejected because the time has elapsed already. So will most likely not work. So I could have used a higher time though. All right, so basically that's how it works. And there are other features there that we can play around. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment and let me know what you think. So we have successfully created our DAO. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Bye.